mic on. And then...
And I was like, I asked you. I'm not going to finish that sentence.
Everything is live but the video. Just as a forewarning. And now the rest of us are live. Welcome to the thing that Chuck says here in the beginning. This is not, oh yeah, the power phase. Some people might call this, wait, did I roll a wild? A Marvel Crisis Protocol vlog. I sit in this chair. My name is Tim. With me tonight is the man, the myth, the legend, Danielle.
Yeah.
You know, doesn't get paid by the hour Cole.
I'm sitting in this chair.
She is.
Suck it, Chuck.
She's the one with the computer. So let's just fucking full send it.
Yeah.
Ooh, sorry. I'm sorry, Chuck. I didn't mean to swear. Chuck, cut that out. But this week, we are going over a whole bunch of stuff. They announced the card for X-23, so now we can officially talk about it now that it is officially released. We also have some information on the Quinjet, which got announced earlier this week, as well as Nick Fury Jr. and a whole bunch of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which should be actually super cool that we are actually finally seeing minions. We've seen them on, rule books for years?
Yeah, grunts with tactical rope.
Yeah, correct.
You know?
I mean...
Sign me up.
Yeah, tie me up. But here's the one thing, let's also spit out our gum. There you go.
There you go.
How is everyone doing in chat tonight? I hope everyone's doing well. Ravensguard, nice to see you.
True believers. They're
And
here.
those sweet, sweet biscuits. But let's get right into it. As far as games played and hobby thoughts, what have you done in the hobby this week, Danny?
I am staying right on course with pretty much what I do in the hobby every week. Just that consistency over intensity, nothing.
So I saw you posting about the stuff that you weren't doing this week, and I decided as well, you know what? It was motivating.
Yeah.
I was like, I am also not going to put any paint to models or brushes to water this week either.
I appreciate that you were in that with me.
Yes.
Like it was like a form of togetherness.
Yeah, it was solidarity.
Yes.
You know, and I feel like out of everyone here at Wait, Did I Roll a Wild? Or, oh yeah, the power phase, you and I have been the most consistent in our level of production as far as model assembly and painting.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And I'm happy that we're continuing that trend into 2022.
Yep. Can't stop, won't stop.
No.
We're on a roll now.
Yeah, you can't finish where you don't start.
It's like a streak. We're on a streak.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Day one and we were done,
Boom.
Because we never
Can't
started.
fail.
Right.
Can't fail if you never start. I think Dan finished painting his convocation people.
Yeah.
I think that was the thing that he did this week. So if you're interested, check out the Instagram page.
Oh, yeah. I think, and he was working on some Warhammer stuff, it looked like, too,
right? Yeah, he worked on that. The thing, the little lizard dude that a listener sent for Christmas.
Oh,
his little pink guy.
Skink shaman or priest or something along those lines, I think. That was super cool that someone sent that. If you want to send stuff here to the Professional Casual Network, you can do that. By just, writing a bunch of stuff on something and then putting postage on it and sending it to P.O. Box G, as in Guau, West Oneonta, New York, 13861, or give us a ring at the old 603-803-3235. Leave a voicemail. Maybe interrupt a show. Is my ringer around? I don't know. But you could find out. That said.
Sweet biscuits like big models. They wrote in chat. Dormammu, Hulkbuster.
The Dormammu and the Hulkbuster, I absolutely adore. I love him so much. He's so cool. He's so rad looking. He's got to be an absolute blast to paint. I would have no idea on that. But Juggernaut as well is 100% tops on my list. I don't know if we've been given the information whether he's going to have, like, can you make him without the helmet, or can you make him with a sign in his hand? Oh, I think he has a big mace or something like that.
I think so, yeah.
If I recall. But let's jump right into it. Let's start talking about X-23.
Oh, do you want to talk about your games played?
At the end.
Okay.
At the very end.
All right. Holding out.
Right? I mean, Taylor had all these long movers. You know,
Yeah.
I feel like you need to just stretch that as far as you can.
I feel that.
But X-23, the card officially came out this week. Laura Kinney. Danny, do you have any familiarity with X-23 at all?
I have the most basic comic book familiarity. She's
Okay.
a clone?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay.
A clone of Wolverine that considers Wolverine her father.
Right.
So she does all the things Wolverine does. You know, she has 3
Just-
claws, except they're
In different spots,
in
right?
different spots.
Yeah. I was going to say, she only needs 2 claws because she's like badass chick.
Correct. She, 100%. X-23 is significantly better than Wolverine in every way, shape, or form. Just more efficient, a nicer person to talk to.
Yeah.
Regularly not a perpetrator of Grand Theft Auto
Right.
via motorcycle. So she's just a significantly more respectful.
And I bet that
Wolverine.
none of her photo frames have smudges on them.
No. I
You know?
know.
Yeah.
I mean, and the thing with that Wolverine picture frame is he was wearing gloves and he still smudged it up.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, who sits in bed full costume with a cowl on and gloves, pining?
Just broods.
Yeah, just brutal.
Oh, man.
But so X-23, just to go over her stats and stuff quick. So she's got 5 stamina, medium movement, size 2 and 3 threat, 3-3-2 for defenses, and that makes sense. We saw Wolverine had a slightly lower Mystic defense.
Yeah.
We called Mystic mental for the longest time anyway.
Right.
That kind of tracks with that. Her first attack, I believe, is straight up the same thing Wolverine has: Adamantium Slash, range 2, strength 5, 0 power, gains power equal to the damage dealt, bleed and pierce on a wild, straightforward, really good
Yeah.
for a 3. As we all know, 3 threats usually have 5 strength builders, and this kind of continues that
Yeah.
trend.
You know what you're going to get.
Right, 100%. Claw Rush is her spender, range 3, strength 6, 2 power. This is, I believe, pretty much exactly like Baron Zemo's.
Oh,
She gets
okay.
a medium movement with it. His has bleed instead of the pierce, but this one has pierce. It's only 2 power for 6 strength and a 3 range. That's awesome.
It's a really good
You know what
spender.
I mean? Yeah.
I'm like very happy with that on a 3. Yeah.
Right. Who cares about, charge or hit and run when you just get the movement after for free anyway,
Right,
and you're only
yeah.
spending 2 to do it.
Yep.
For her first reactive, we have Frenzy. Costs 2 power. If this character dazes or KOs an enemy character with an attack during its activation, this character may use a superpower. After the attack is resolved, the character may advance short, then make an Adamantium Slash attack. This superpower can only be used once per turn.
It's pretty awesome.
It's like super cool, actually.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
Angela's power.
Yeah.
On a 3, who's already kind of a badass, X-23 I think is going to see a lot of play
I think she will too.
because
yeah.
very legitimately, she's as good, if not better, than Wolverine, and she's cheaper.
Right. Yeah, the only downside is that you can't use her with any of those special tactics cards, but if you're
Right.
not already taking Colossus to do fastball special, something like that, who cares?
That's true. You really should be able to fastball special her.
I completely agree.
It's super exclusionary that they did not do that. Adamantium Skeleton, just like Wolverine as well, when she gets thrown, she counts as size 3. Assassin Training, she gets a reroll on attack and defense, which,
That's
she's pretty
dope.
much an Inhuman at that point. And then Big Sis. If an allied Gabriel Kinney within range 3 of this character is damaged by an enemy effect, after the effect is resolved, this character may advance medium towards the character that damaged Gabriel Kinney. This character may move only once per turn as a result of this superpower.
And that's Honey Badger, yeah?
Yes.
'Kay.
Yep.
All
Her
right.
little sister, who I think is also a clone of her. I think it's copies of copies. They
All right.
lose 1 claw each time.
I was going to say, eventually, just the quality is so pixelated.
Right, yeah. And then she has healing factor too.
Yeah.
I think she stays completely the same on her flipped side. Same defenses, same health. Doesn't look like anything gets cheaper. She's really solid for a 3, like incredibly so. I'm super stoked for her.
Yeah.
She's already, and her card art too already has her in like that X-Force gray
Yeah.
and black,
Okay.
which I'm absolutely all about.
That's really cool.
Are you excited to use X-23.
Yeah, I mean, a female character who's really straightforward. I mean, I dare say she's basic.
You know, there's a lot of words in that card for basic, but
You know?
yeah.
None of it's crazy, like, finessey or anything like that. Like, she's certainly not, like, a powerhouse tank, but I feel like she would be really beneficial on a lot of different rosters, for sure. Just taking up a 3 spot, if you've got the room for her, and you need the physical attack.
Yeah.
That's great.
The fact that Pierce is on both attacks, too. I mean, she's going to be getting damage through, which is awesome. Her spender's cheap. Like, there's not a lot to dislike here. She doesn't have a throw, and that's, like, the only... like, and that's a stretch, like, looking for a complaint.
Yeah.
And as far as the basic or the vanilla comment, too, like, she's got really one superpower that's a very specific reactive, and then a bunch of passives, and 2 pretty stellar attacks.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's pretty straightforward.
Yep.
But I think I like her a lot.
Yeah, I feel like especially someone, a player like me who can get easily, like, distracted or overwhelmed by a lot of different characters with a lot of different stuff. Like, her stuff is, there really is a lot going on, but it's not something that, like, oh shit, I forgot about this thing that happens when the moon is a quarter full and then I roll this die. Like, it's nothing like that. It's like, all right, if I don't take Honey Badger, then that 1 in 8 doesn't matter.
Correct.
So that kind of makes it, I don't know.
Well, and, like, thinking of a lot of the powers that we do forget, like, Loki's, like, if you are within range 4 of him and you spend power on a superpower, it costs 1 more or something like that. We always forget that.
Yep.
And I like that she does not have anything, like you said, that's just overcomplicated for no reason.
Right. Like, I don't need any of that. Interesting. Sweet Biscuits is looking forward to trying her with Dormammu with a healing factor.
Oh, yeah.
It's a great idea. It's such a good idea.
Or Mr. Sinister, having her on there to take that hit in the first round to get a bunch of genetic samples. She's going to see a lot of use.
Yep.
And just because she's so much cheaper, I think she's going to get
So
thrown
much
in a
cheaper.
lot of rosters.
And just different. I feel like with the, like, huge wave of convocation stuff, people are kind of like, all right, let's move on to something a little bit different.
Yep.
That's not so, like, mystic.
Right,
You know,
yeah,
like,
exactly, yep.
Which, I mean, if you're excited about mystic stuff, cool, good for you, happy for you. But this is a thing that's much more straightforward, back to basics.
I do like the counterplay, too, there with Convocation on her, where she's slightly weak to mystic attacks, and almost all the Convocation people are tiny little glass houses that do not want to get punched in the face.
Yeah.
Let alone by someone with Pierce on every attack they have. And she's so mobile. I really like it.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of the time, too, when we see a character that's a little bit cheaper like this, and we're saying, like, oh, what roster or what affiliation would she be good in? The first response is always, oh, she'd be good in Steve Rogers' Avengers because it'll make all of her superpowers cheaper. She's only got 1.
Right.
And it's a super
And
niche
it's cheap.
one, too. So it's like,
Yeah.
I wouldn't even use her there. I'd use her in pretty much everything else.
Yes.
Give her more power so she's just literally dashing around the board and claw rushing everyone.
Oh my gosh.
Like,
yeah.
I love that attack.
I was going to say, Claw Rush is very exciting. And medium, advanced, I feel like so many of the advances are short.
Yeah, or place within 1,
Yeah.
or place in 1 of the target.
Like, a medium move is really significant.
You're just going to be chaining across the board. You will never actually really need to move outside of, like, maybe round 1.
Yeah.
Then you're just, claw rushing around.
And I feel like she would be really great, too, because that's going to be annoying as hell if she's, like, claw rushing all over the place.
Yeah.
So she's going to be, like, a distracting piece. And people are going to be, like, following her around when, oh, look over here, but I'm really messing with you over here, you know?
Correct.
Yeah.
Well, and like a late game or a late in the round piece, too, when it's like, well, I need to get that objective. I would like to take these people down. To be able to do all of that and then heal a little bit from any of the damage that you took earlier in the round is that's pretty nice.
Yeah. I'm excited about her.
So the next thing that they announced this week was Nick Fury Jr. So we don't have a card or anything for him yet, but what they did tell us is that he's going to be coming with our first minions. So he's going to be coming with 3 shield agents, all on the same base. We weren't sure last week. We were kind of speculating whether it would be like you have 3 different ones that you could bring in with
And
them,
like pick
or
and choose with different strengths.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
it seems like it's a little bit more generic. It's some shield agents.
Yeah, here you go.
And they
With a
do
rope.
stuff. There's one that has a gun. There's one that has a fist to punch, and another one that stands on a rope.
Yeah.
So I mean, they've kind of checked all the boxes
Yeah.
as far as
Like,
what
more
people
could you want?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So how do you think that they're going to implement these exactly? Do these come in together? Is Nick Fury going to be like a 4 that effectively gets like a 1 or 2 threat for free, but he's also kind of a 1 or 2 threat? Like, how do you see that playing out?
Yeah, I could definitely see them mixing and matching like that with the 4, and then you get the grunts or whatever they're called for a certain number. I think it's weird to put all 3 on the same base.
I do too. I wasn't
You know?
really expecting that or super into that.
Yeah.
Like, I was kind of hoping for Nick Fury's a tactical guy.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Be able to show up to the field with a couple different options, but he has that guy that he's handpicked for this, or
And I wonder too, like how they'll implement as far as like using them. Is that going to be one of his superpowers? Is that going to be an innate? Is that going to be a reactive?
Yeah.
Like I don't know how exactly that'll
Yeah, me neither.
play. And like, will they generate power? Does he generate additional power? It'll be really interesting to see how. I feel like AMG can do it, and they can do it well.
Yeah.
And it'll be either not what we're expecting at all, or whatever Chuck is expecting, because he totally nailed the Hulkbuster
That's true.
for sure. So whatever Chuck says, that's probably what they're gonna do. Dallas is listening.
Yes, he is. So I see it going a couple different ways. And granted, I said that last week too and was completely wrong. But I think Nick Fury will probably be a 4 threat.
Mm-hmm.
He'll come in with these guys for free. It'll be like an innate. It'll just be like, when he comes to the field, you add this model within 1 or whatever of it, and have all of those rules like they did for the cloning banks, where it's like, when this, or I'm sorry, the Brother Daniel token, where it's like, Nick Fury comes in with these guys. The only way that these guys come in is with Nick Fury at the start of the game. These guys cannot be brought in any other way
Yep.
for any other reason except for at the start of the game with Nick Fury.
Yep.
But I think they'll be like the equivalent of like a Hydra Bob. They'll have an attack. Maybe they can
Maybe a
contest
bodyguard.
objectives. Maybe they can't.
Yeah.
A bodyguard, actually probably would be stellar.
Yeah.
And this box comes with 10 tactics cards too.
That's insane.
Right?
That's so many tactics cards.
So
What?
we normally get 3
Yeah.
in a box. So my hope is that they're all bangers. I
Yeah.
expect probably 2 or 3 to be meh.
Yep.
There's one in there called like Life Model Decoy, which is some like, oh, you thought I died, but not really, or
the
I get to
princess
come
is
back.
in the next castle.
Correct.
Yep.
That is probably going to be absolutely banging.
Yep.
There's just so many ways they could do this. They're probably going to have their own affiliation and leadership ability for SHIELD agents, or maybe it'll just be called Agents of SHIELD.
Yeah.
And it'll probably be like another Avengers thing where pretty much everyone's on it.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe they'll be more selective. I don't know. But I kind of expect them to have like, everyone's been part of SHIELD at some point.
Yeah.
Any thoughts on an affiliation ability that you think they could have? Or one you would want to see?
I'm not sure. In chat, Sweet Biscuits just talked about doing some kind of like cycling the tactics cards. That would be kind of a cool affiliation ability if you can either have additional ones on deck that you can bring in or cycling through or reusing. Especially if it comes with 10, I feel like it would make sense for the affiliation to have something to do with tactics cards.
You know what? Now that you've said that, I could see whatever it is, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. or S.H.I.E.L.D. whatever, being kind of like Dormammu, where if Nick Fury is in your roster, you are now Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And him having some ability like that, where if you are playing that affiliation, you get either more tactics cards, you get to bring the full 10, you get to bring the full shebang or something along those lines, or you can sack for that'd be super cool.
That would be really cool.
He's always
really
prepared,
cool.
you know what I mean?
Yep.
He's got some contingency for it.
Yeah. He's got his little beeper and, whatever
It's
else
true.
he needs. I wonder, okay, so Because sometimes they go very heavy into the comics, other times they go heavy into the MCU.
Yes.
So I wonder if there will be something specific linking Nick Fury and Captain Marvel as like a nod to that. That would be kind of cool.
Be absolutely shocked if there wasn't.
Yeah.
I'm gonna reread those tactics cards too, because I feel like there's gotta be what did they call the cat alien in?
Oh shoot.
Right? There's gotta be something about that.
Oh, I can't remember.
Maybe not. So maybe that's Eye in the Socket. Ooh.
Okay.
So the tactics cards that we get with this box are Eye in the Sky, Helicarrier Strike, which to me sounds like that Iron Man orbital bombardment thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like everyone can spend something to do a ton of damage. Reposition, Defensive Prototype, Battlefield Medicine. It'll be cool to see a new heal. Especially, I believe all the current heals are restricted, maybe?
Yeah.
Hard Reset, Sit Rep, Life Model Decoy, the Initiative, and the Shield-Mobile.
So Shield-Mobile and Reposition make me think that that's going to have something to do with like movement, a free movement, something like that. I wouldn't be surprised if Hard Reset was, play this card, wipe out your current tactics cards and take new ones or something like that.
Maybe the way we've seen the Convocation affiliation, where it's like a card that you bring in, maybe the Initiative is the name of that card, or that could be the affiliation, because I think that's what they called when the whole Civil War thing happened.
Yeah.
They had like the Avengers Initiative. They could do so much with him, and obviously they're shooting pretty big if they're bringing in a minion. Oh, there is just a straight up Shield affiliation card. Never mind.
Okay.
All right. So there it is. You just have to read it, which historically
we're not strong on that.
Not one of our better points.
The Shield-Mobile.
The Shield-Mobile. Well. Yeah.
That's gonna be really. It's either gonna be super awesome and we're gonna be wicked jazzed about it, or it's gonna be like.
Oh, it's gonna be some gimmicky.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Okay. And you can use it, but you have to buy this terrain feature. That's the sheet. You know what I mean? Like it's a separate thing.
I could see it. So like a lot of those seem really close to other cards and stuff that are out. I'm curious if they're all just like cheaper versions of cards that are already out, because listen, it's Nick Fury and he knows better.
Right.
But like Hard Reset, I could see as a
recalibration.
Recalibration matrix, yes. Where attacker rolled, defender rolled, you don't like it, start over.
Yeah, just do over. Yep, I could definitely see that for sure.
Or maybe it resets the minions or something. I don't know. Reposition, I think you're right. It's probably just going to be some, two people spend it, they go in the Shield Helicarrier and then come out somewhere else within range 3, like a Rainbow Road that Asgardians have, or something along those lines. Eye in the Sky, though, is the one I'm really excited about. Whether that's shtick or whether it's a satellite. Yuck, yuck.
Yeah, that'll be really interesting. And when is this going to release, allegedly?
Yeah. So let's see if you can actually pre-order on their site or not. You can pre-order it. So one would think, I don't think it's actually there on the site though when you hit that pre-order button, but it's not. So, sometime between now and 2025, I think it's actually, probably a realistic approach. The lady in the center of the three looks slightly Maria Hill-ish.
Yeah.
So I'm conflicted. Maria Hill's a badass.
Yes.
And I don't want her to be wasted on a, you know what I mean?
I would hope that she would get her own individual, even if down the road they did come out with like Maria Hill, Coulson on their own, and you could still take them with Nick Fury. Not in a grunt spot, but in a different way. Yeah, they deserve that, if nothing else.
Yeah. What do you think the rope does? There's 3 different ropes on this model.
There's so much rope.
So they've got to have some...
They're not pushing it. I wonder if that's going to be something to do with helicarrier. Like maybe it'll be some kind of, like special delivery style thing.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe they'll have like some form of like evac or something along those lines. Or what's Black Widow? Not Black Widow. I always say that though. Black Cat has like a rope that she can reposition herself with.
Yeah.
So they might have like a, range 2 movement from Indiana Jonesing around.
Yeah. Or maybe it'll make it similar to like a web crawler or something for going up and over buildings. Maybe something like that.
Yep.
Like a grappling hook.
His pose too is very authoritative.
Yes.
I'm curious if he either has to. Maybe they probably get power on during the power phase themselves, or they just have nothing to use power on at all, and they don't get any power, and they just remove that from the equation completely.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to spend an action or power on Nick Fury to move them around. Like he can take an action to give them 2.
Yeah.
Because he has to direct them or something along those lines. They could go so many ways with it.
That would make sense. I could see them too making them similar to Nebula where they can't hold the test objectives,
It would make sense, especially when you're bringing in 2 models, to have something like that on like Criminal Syndicate where they all count as 2 if they're healthy, or might be too much too quick.
Yeah.
So, I think very legitimately they will probably not be able to contest or control.
Yeah, and that just kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
We'll see.
So, lastly, and obviously the thing that we will probably talk the most about, as this is super important to me in a very, legitimate way, is I really care about terrain, assembling, painting. The Quinjet was announced as a new release. Terrain X, so it's uninteractable. You can't throw it. So what's the point?
I mean,
Yeah. I bring a Hulk to throw planes,
And I feel like you can throw a building. You can't throw a plane? Come on, man.
And it's the Quinjet. It's you know what I mean? It's the Avengers taxi. Who cares?
Yep.
Like, just let me smash it.
Yeah. Yeah, that frustrates me. I understand you're a company. You want to sell stuff. You want to make money.
Yeah.
Let's keep people interested. But then let us do the things we want to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
Let us interact with it. Let us
just
mess
break
up the
it.
board. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just want to break it. I just want to have a toddler tantrum, and I want to break this jet.
Absolutely.
That's all I want.
So I mean, I can see it. It's cool. It's a plane.
Yeah.
You can't do anything with it.
And like your diehard fans are gonna love it. Dan's gonna buy it.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm sure he's already messaged Anthony about it.
Speaking of, if you want to pre-order the Quinjet, Nick Fury, or any of the characters that we talk about on the show, make sure to go over to beardeddragongames.online. Use that code PCME10, get 10% off your order, and let them know that Big Chuck didn't send you. Or leave a 5-star review for Elite 8 Showdown in the special notes of your order. So, at least it's going somewhere. But,
yeah.
Outside the Quinjet, what other terrain would you like to see in Marvel Crisis Protocol?
If we are getting transport vehicles, let's get Star-Lord's plane or thingy, his little spaceship doodad. Let's get that.
I don't know the names of any of these things.
I don't either. Let's get the Millennium Falcon.
Yes.
It's all owned by Disney. Who cares?
The Mystery Machine.
We have a Mystery Machine.
We do.
You saw it here first.
The car from Black Panther that Shuri remote controls.
Yeah.
The car that Iron Man drives in Endgame to bring Captain America's shield back.
Yep.
That one. Everyone remembers that car, right? The Milano.
Milano.
Oh,
Thank you. I should know that because that's like a delicious cookie.
That's very true.
That's how I remember things.
I was like, oh yeah, the crew of the Milano. It's a card.
Right.
Like, I should have known that. But yeah, Pepperidge Farm would have remembered.
Gosh, what else should there be? Yeah, thanks, Dan. Too late.
The Spider Buggy.
That would be cool.
Dan and I used to play the Marvel Monopoly growing up. and I did not care what I got as long as I got the spider buggy, which was one of the railroad cars or whatever.
Yeah.
And like that was just personal win.
Yeah.
They would all rush to it and take that spider buggy away from me just so I couldn't have it. They just wanted to take that little tiny bit of joy out of my life.
Take it right away.
Yeah.
What's the X-Men's one? The Blackbird.
The Blackbird. Super cool plane. As far as planes go that are indistinguishable from one another,
right?
You'll definitely be able to interact with the Blackbird once that comes out.
Yeah, the X-Jet.
The X-Jet.
Shoot.
Oh, the Fantastic car is a like open-topped. It looks like a guitar. There's like 4 pods in it and a long shaft that the Fantastic Four fly around in.
That's definitely something they should make for us to put on the table.
Yep, 100%. Even if it is uninteractable.
With detachable pods. So eventually, it's just phallic. Send it.
Right.
Let's go.
Full send.
Yeah, I don't know. I want to say maybe they'll come back to it and have something down the line for it. But, like, why announce it and release it if you don't have... I don't know.
Right.
I don't know. Whatever.
Right.
Yay.
As far as other X-Men characters that have been cloned 3 or 4 times, is there a character that you would like to see reduced image quality clones of that all become their own character? Like if you could pick a character, male or female, that gets a clone that is then gender bent, that then also gets cloned again and becomes a child version of that second one, who would it be?
Okay. I'm going a little bit backwards, forwards thinking.
Okay.
I'm going to say Jubilee because I actually think that by reducing her quality, her copy quality, it'll make her a better character. Because then instead of fireworks, maybe it'll be like rockets or something,
I could see that, yeah. She becomes so pixelated, she looks like she's 8-bit on purpose.
Yeah.
And people are like, oh, nostalgia, that's incredible.
Yep.
I super dig that, actually. That's a really good response.
She ends up looking like the guy with the frying pan in Smash Bros.
Oh, Mr. Game & Watch.
Yes.
That tracks so hard.
Yeah.
She fires bacon instead of fireworks now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
a
all she's ever
win-win.
needed.
Oh, my gosh.
Nightcrawler would be a cool one, too. He had a niece or a sister or a daughter or something at one point named Nocturne that was like a badass.
Yeah. Yeah, she was in Exiles, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Freaking love Nocturne. She was cool.
She was super cool.
Yep.
Jubilee, though. And Jubilee ended up getting this... She ended up becoming kind of cool. She, like, became a vampire and had some kid that was, like, indestructible or a dragon or something. Like...
Hell yeah.
She was always ancillary in the comics I would read, but it's like, oh, Jubilee's there. Why she have... She's her own, like, fantasy story tale now. Like, she's just got all sorts of crazy, insane bullshit going on. So, Sweet Biscuits in chat said Nightcrawler, but his clones have the same teleport, but the smell of the teleport just gets less sulfury and more progressively more farty as time goes on.
Yeah.
I mean, that's... I guess Marvel's... send us the check and we'll send it to Sweet Biscuits.
Right? And then his outfit, instead of wearing, like, an X-Men outfit, he just starts to get, like, a Green Bay Packers jersey.
Oh, that's so perfect.
Aaron Rodgers?
Aaron Rodgers. Oh, that's who it is.
That's who that movie's about.
The choreographer from what I thought was going to be Rent, but turned out to be Cinderella. But
oh, man.
So as far as games played this past week, Dan unfortunately was sick. So please pray for his recovery. I think he's recovered now, right?
He has stopped drinking the antifreeze-laden juices I've been giving him, so he's getting better.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's all right. I tried.
I thought you were going to say he just stopped drinking straight Robitussin, like just walking around the house in a bathroom.
We didn't have any, like, adult cold medicine.
It's the same thing.
And so he was just, like, literally just, like, swigging. We had, like, children's triaminic or whatever.
Yeah.
It just like he would just like walk through the kitchen and like unscrew and like I'm like, what are you doing? I'll get you medicine. And he's like, no, it's fine.
We my wife and I were sick a ways back, and we had child's medicine and then like 2 servings of the adult medicine. So after like the first round of the adult medicine being gone, we looked at the child stuff. It's like, all right, well, how much of this do we need to take? And it's literally the same thing, same dosage. It's just
crazy.
you take 5 milliliters instead of 20 as a child. And
Yeah.
it's like, oh, this has been here the whole time?
Damn
Which
it.
one did we pay more for? Because this is bullshit.
Mm-hmm. And which one tastes better?
Oh, the kid one.
Totally.
We got an adult one too, and later that was blue. And I was like, oh my God, this is going to taste
love
like blue.
blue.
I do love blue.
Yeah.
It did not taste like
Aw.
blue. It tasted like every other crappy,
That's stupid.
actual take one.
Yeah.
But
That's really dumb.
But Taylor and I played a game earlier this week. Once again, it's a huge thank you to Throwlash Gaming for filling in this past week. I really appreciate that. And we played kind of a revamped round of the New Year's Eve
Okay.
event that you and I played. So how we did it this time was we made it where you drew 4 New Year's Eve resolutions
Okay.
at the start of the power phase, but anyone could complete them.
Okay.
You could go to those 3 points in the center to swap one out, but you could only do that once per turn.
Okay.
We kept the other 3 objectives the same, where we had the bar, the dance floor, and the
Buffet. Yes.
The dance floor got heavy use this
Yeah.
time. And Taylor played a list that was everyone that had long movement. So we had Quicksilver, Black Panther, and then 3 other characters that had long movement.
Right. You can imagine who they were.
Oh, Amazing Spider-Man, who, holy shit, I've never seen Amazing Spider-Man pull off this stuff that I saw him do. He got a double attack in. He was teleporting around people and throwing cars and himself at everything and everything. It was honestly quite marvelous to see.
Yeah. That's totally Taylor's style of play, too. Like, he
Yeah.
thrives on stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Good for him.
I'm trying to think about what was the other characters he had, but the super cool thing was on that dance floor, he got Black Panther and Amazing Spider-Man on there. I had a convocation list with the new Doctor Strange, the Sorcerer Supreme, Baron Mordo. I didn't have Hood. I had Dr. Voodoo and Wong and a 5th character.
All right. Taylor took Amazing Spider-Man, Black Cat,
Black Cat.
Black Panther, Captain America, Sam Wilson.
That's right.
Yeah.
So,
Thanks, Ravensguard. Ravensguard was on it.
oh, thank you, Raven. And we got sounds working this past week.
Yeah.
So, which,
Every time I caught it, like Dan was watching, and I would catch it every time the horn would go off, and you would get like so freaked out.
well, I thought it
Really
would be
funny.
over too. Because I didn't actually listen to any of the sounds before I added them to be on the thing. So I thought it would be 1 air horn, and
Right.
no, it's like 7.
And it lasts for longer than it should.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
So honestly, it makes it a great redemption. But so those were going off, and that was a lot of fun. But Taylor put Black Panther and Amazing Spider-Man and kind of had them both on that dance floor in the middle.
Okay.
One of the benefits of the dance floor was that you blanks counted as successes in defense rolls.
Okay.
Just there was no point in trying to attack Amazing Spider-Man,
Yeah.
who has 4-4-3, I think,
Oh my
for
gosh.
defenses, and can re-roll any amount of rolls in his thing, and blanks count as success. I mean, he was
Yeah.
untouchable.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's smart. That's really smart.
Dr. Voodoo, though. Oh, Ancient One. Oh, yeah, the Ancient One that Chuck did up like me, which I was super excited about.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to play Ancient One again this week, because I think last week, actually, maybe on the show I did it, but when we were showing off that model, I went on Amazon immediately and bought a buffalo plaid bathrobe.
Yeah.
So I could cosplay as that particular model of Ancient One. So I'll absolutely try doing that on Monday.
Oh my God.
He punked the shit out of Ancient One.
Yeah?
Who did nothing.
Oh,
I was
jeez.
like, he brought Black Cat over there. I think Amazing Spider-Man and Black Cat tag teamed Ancient One in the beginning and just throttled her, dazed her immediately.
Yeah.
In the second round, I was like, all right, I have all this power, I'm right next to Black Cat. I'm going to be able to use this, super cool move that staggers, and she can't crit, and she can't get additional crits, and all this other stuff. Super whiffed it.
Oh no.
And yeah, it was rough. Trying to think about what else. Oh, Dr. Voodoo's an absolute tank.
Yeah.
Just a unit. Like,
Okay.
I think he's 244 for his defenses, or 224 for his defenses. But as long as he hasn't put his Brother Daniel token on somebody else, he rolls 2 additional dice for all of his defense and dodge rolls.
Okay.
So he becomes 466 as a 4-threat character.
Dang.
I think that's got to be the highest.
I think so.
Like, that's higher than Angela. I think she was the previous highest at
Yeah.
444, but 446. And
That's
the tactics
crazy.
card, the Ironclad book of Shuma Gorath or something along those lines. During the power phase, any convocation member can spend 2 power, and it benefits the entire team, where whenever they are targeted with a physical attack, they can roll their Mystic defense.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's a sweet
like,
card.
Like everybody, not like anyone that wants to benefit can spend 1 or something along
It's
those
just
lines.
blanket everybody.
Just everybody. So the second round, I used that, and he, like I said, he had a bunch of beat sticks. He had, Quicksilver isn't necessarily a beat stick, but everyone does a bunch of physical damage. And rolling 4, 5, and 6 defense against all that for a round was
Yeah.
awesome. I don't know why. I think that's an auto take for Convocation, who is super weak
Absolutely.
against getting punched in the face.
Yeah.
Um,
That makes it so that they're punching the book instead of your face.
Correct. Now, and that's the super cool thing, is to see all those magicians, almost in what was that movie with Woody Harrelson and fake Michael Cera? Not Zombieland, but
Not
the one where they
Zombieland.
magicians.
Oh
Catch
shoot.
Me If, I
No,
wanna
not
say-
Catch Me If You Can. Shoot, what is it?
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Yeah,
You've seen
where
the
they're
scene
like
where they're like throwing the
magicians and-
cards
yeah.
back and forth in security.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what it is. It's a convocation throwing around this just big heavy book around and having people punch it.
Yeah.
But if someone dies, not dazed, but dies on the team, you can flip that card back over and use it again.
No way.
Yeah.
That's
So,
cool.
and like, we went over that on the show.
Yeah.
Like, I probably even read it, and we talked about how great it was.
Mhm.
It's stupid good. It's so good.
Yeah.
So great.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That's awesome. Having played the initial scenario and then hearing how you changed it, I think it's a good move to bump it down to 4 that can go
Yeah.
to anybody. And I imagine that makes it so, because you and I had so many different resolutions on all of our characters that I feel like we kind of neglected the points. Like we held
Yeah.
the points to get the points, but didn't really take advantage of the different abilities that we could get from holding them, if
Right.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I think that just kind of like limiting it to 4 and only being able to cash it out once, I think that's a good move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think in the future it'll, like, if we play that again, I think the meta now, with it only being 4, you kind of want to take just 4 huge guys
Right.
where everyone can throw and everyone has good defenses, and because I think characters like the Hulk or Magneto super excel at
Yeah.
that, where you make sure that effectively every character that you have can trigger all of those things,
Yep.
and you're like golden.
Did you add any resolutions?
We didn't end up adding any
Okay.
more. But what we decided from that is one thing that we really want to do, and we're going to do this. So if you're on the Discord, you'll get these for free, but we'll try to sell them on either Drive-Thru RPG or maybe try to put them on the Bearded Dragon store. But we'll make affiliation decks of custom objectives where you'll get a deck of like 20 or 30 cards for specifically Criminal Syndicate, with a bunch of things that you can try to complete each turn. You draw 4, any that you can complete. You then finish off and then draw a new up to 4 or completely reset or trash some. I think that'll be a hell of a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And would make tournament play, make everything a little bit more viable competitively, where if everyone's kind of on the same ground a little bit, or was trying to complete their own things kind of unique to them versus trying to make spider foes fit for every situation, whether it's hammers or gamma shelters or something along those lines, it could be a whole lot of fun.
Yeah.
But Sweet Biscuits, yes,
Yep.
the movie was Now You See Me.
Sweet biscuits. And every deck for every affiliation will have 2 cards. Don't be Wolverine, do be Bullseye.
Yeah.
It's going in every single one.
Every single day. I don't think either of those came up either. Because we were drawing so few, and that was the only thing that we didn't get to see a whole ton of them. We only got to see, you play 3 rounds, you see 4 or whatever per round or whatever.
Yeah.
But it certainly, you had a significantly higher chance of actually completing them.
Yeah.
Instead of getting, throw someone and something on Black Widow.
Right.
Or something, just super unobtainable. But Taylor had a good time. We had a good time. It was a lot of fun.
That's awesome. He's always such a blast to watch, too. Like,
he is.
He's just such, I love him.
A deck of Marvel things. I really like that.
Check out my big fat deck.
Every time I shuffle my deck, I just can't stop. So yeah, that's just about all I have. Do you have any new wish list stuff? Anything that you would like to see? Now that we know that minions are a thing.
Ooh. I don't know. I feel like anyone. I want the tracksuit guys. Give me the tracksuit guys.
Yeah.
To go with Kingpin. Like, I just want those guys.
Yeah.
They were so great.
They
I
really
loved
were.
that show. It's incredible to me how Marvel can take these characters that I don't give a shit about.
Yeah.
I really don't. Same thing with the Black Widow movie. She's my least favorite Avenger.
Mm-hmm.
I saw that movie. Love her. Love the movie. Same thing with the Hawkeye show. Like,
I think with the Black Widow movie, I don't think I necessarily appreciated Scarlett Johansson Black Widow anymore. I fell in love with Yelena.
oh my God, seriously.
Yep. And between that, there's 2 franchises in the Marvel universe that I've wanted to see forever, either in animation or on the big screen, and it's the Thunderbolts and the Young Avengers. And with the Hawkeye movie, or Hawkeye series specifically, got us closer to both.
Yeah,
which
absolutely
is super stellar. When I saw, I don't want to, get into spoilers, but when you see Yelena for the first time, she has a very specific thing on her head face. Mm-hmm. And that's like the quintessential look for her from the Thunderbolts. So I was like,
okay, that's awesome.
Yeah,
that's awesome. I love that.
They're drawing from it heavily, even though it might seem random.
Yeah.
But Dazzler and some backup dancers.
Okay.
On roller skates, just super dive into the disco theme.
I like that.
Right?
I like that a lot. Yeah. Yeah.
There's got to be a whole ton of other ones out there. I think Kingpin and some minions is a really good idea.
And even if we went with like Sebastian Shaw and some like Hellfire Club cronies.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
well,
you could go with that.
Yeah, you could totally throw in some characters that like literally no one cares about in any way, shape, or form. Like, Toad could have been a Magneto minion.
Yeah.
Or something along those lines. But, cool.
That would be fun. I have a question for you.
Uh-oh.
What specific ridiculous thing are you going to ask of Chuck when it comes to Juggernaut? What do you want him to do?
That is an incredibly good question. So, I have a couple ideas. One of my favorite storylines ever was X-Men versus Avengers. And at that point in the X-Men verse or whatever, Colossus was the Juggernaut. So Juggernaut had, effed off somewhere else, and it was Colossus in Juggernaut's hood thing that was just like a rage monster.
Yeah.
So trying to get Chuck to paint Juggernaut as Colossus and draw each line around like the biceps to show the little bands for the metal rings and stuff like that would be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
The other one I was thinking of was in Age of Apocalypse, Juggernaut is like a repentant monk.
Oh, okay.
It's just like him in a white robe, and he's just like, I gave up, violence a long time ago, and then he like dies of a brain aneurysm or something. Like, it's like super crushing.
Yikes.
But to completely have to shave down the bands and the articulated stuff on that model to put on a white cloak, pretty much make him look like the Ancient One.
Yeah.
Would be also super stellar.
Yeah, that would be really cool. Oh God, I had a great idea. Oh, like instead of going Marvel, like Juggernaut Jughead, go like Archie Comics.
Ooh.
You know?
Who also has a special hat.
Yeah. Yep. That's where I want Jughead, you know?
Right.
Dan said for Minions, Mr. Sinisters.
So
That would be fun.
having a bunch of mutates, I'm pretty certain the one dude that he always had around with him just looked like a frog. Like, it was just a big frog guy. And everyone was like, oh, that's Toad. And it's like, I think his name was actually Toad, too. And it was super confusing.
Yeah.
It's like, you're talking about...
Which one?
Yeah, which Toad? The one that looks like a frog or acts like a frog?
Because the one who looks like a frog doesn't act like a frog. Don't get it
He
twisted.
doesn't. He walks upright at all times. All he wears is a belt, I'm pretty certain.
Yeah.
And, yeah, it was actually very eloquent. Hi, friends and juggalos. Well, that might have actually claimed it right there. Juggernaut is a juggalo? Oh, Chuck would hate that!
Okay.
Ooh. Ooh.
Yep.
That would lead into so much shtick on stream, too, where when you attack the Juggernaut, it'd be like, well, wicked clowns never die.
Yep. Yep. There
Every
you go.
time Dan got Juggernaut down to 1 health, once again, wicked clowns never die. Bring him back with Dark Restoration for the Dark Dimension affiliation.
Yeah.
There's a lot. Yeah, that's going to be
Man.
really hard to not do now. Ooh.
So good. So good.
Oh, Dan said not the mutate, specifically just a base of other Mr. Sinisters. That's actually
right.
really clever.
Yeah.
Like, that's... Oh,
Yeah.
there's this whole city underground of Mr. Sinister clones that's like this Victorian England. Like, there's like paper boys that are little Mr. Sinisters and
Oh my
stuff like
God.
that. That would be incredible.
Oh, my God.
Oh, wow.
That is a good idea.
So, yeah, I think I might need to buy 2 Juggernauts, but one's definitely going to be a Juggalo now.
Yeah.
Thanks, Will. You put that out there. I'm going to blame it on you. So when Chuck gets real violent here later,
Oh, my God.
I have hopefully a scapegoat. It won't work.
No.
But how about you? Anything super special that you would do with Juggernaut?
No. I don't think so.
Any other characters in Marvel Crisis Protocol that you feel either in personality... Actually, 2-part question.
Okay. Okay.
Another character in Marvel Crisis Protocol that, one, has the personality that would make for a good Juggalo, and 2, a model specifically that would probably look great as a Juggalo.
Ah, jeez. I think Deadpool would make a great Juggalo, like personality-wise.
Yep.
And
Also, because Wicked Clowns never die.
yeah,
It's pretty perfect.
legit.
Mhm.
Any character with a healing factor
Yeah.
could be a Juggalo. Gosh, and then a model that would be great. I want to say something like big, like Juggernaut, so that you can see it. But I kind of like, how badass would it be if like, Cassandra Nova got painted to look like a Juggalo?
Oh. Mitch just had an aneurysm
Yeah,
wherever
sorry,
he
Mitch.
is. You know who I was thinking actually the model that might look really good as Juggalos were Angela and Hella. They have all that black extra marking and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, it would actually probably look really good. Would be easy to convert at least.
Yeah, totally.
As far as personality type, yeah, you're spot on with Deadpool. I almost want to say like Hydra Bob. Obviously someone that's a follower,
Yep.
you know,
Yep.
will sign up for the free healthcare or the Fago. And then you could convert his bazooka to be firing like a 2-liter of Fago.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
The possibilities, man.
Oh, and Hydra Bob never dies.
Yep.
I mean, it's almost frustrating that it's just so easy.
Yeah.
You know?
Like they're not. We don't even have to try anymore.
No.
I miss the challenge, the chase, for the joke. Oh man.
Okay. Well, make sure to head over to professionalcasual.com. Check out all of our amazing podcast stuff there. Danny DMs a game called Lost Omens.
I do.
Yeah, where literally everyone is begging for death, but she just won't give it to
I
us.
won't.
It's really the cruelest treatment of all.
You gotta want it more.
Zaresk tries hard.
He tries so hard.
Like, I think he's actually trying to be helpful in a lot of those
Right.
situations, but
But it's like, oh, look at that crowd of adversaries. I'm just going to jump literally in the middle of all of them. Okay.
But make sure to check that out as well as all of our other podcasts. Head over to beardeddragongames.online as well. Make our local game store your local game store. And we'll see you Monday for a new stream of Oh Yeah, the Power Phase on twitch.tv/professional casual network. Thanks, guys. Bye.
Goodbye. Goodbye.